Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, things are going down, and you are not going to believe this, y'all. We got to talk about this and what's going on with the Diddy trial. Right now, let's just get to the point. Diddy is in his second hearing for bail. We have an inside into the courtroom. They are live tweeting it now. We're going to go over the live tweets, but already there have been some explosive claims that have been made. Very quickly, let me give a shout out to Foods to start with the letter Q. That's a Quince. See how we hit the like button on the way in? Very mindful, very cutesy, very demure. Okay. Just like I say with my foot on Diddy's neck. Very mindful, very cutesy, very demure. Thank you guys so much. And thank you, Foods. Let's start with the letter Q. All right, let's get into this. All right. First of all, Diddy was seen being led into the courthouse. Now, let me just tell you, I think this is going to be a fail. It will be denied, but who knows? I don't work for the federal government. These are the brothers Grimm. Now that their trust funds about to be eaten up, these are the brothers Grimm in court. They are walking in to support their father. They're walking in to support the father. You see Quincy, you see Christian, you see Justin. Now, oddly enough, Quincy doesn't seem to be involved, but Justin and what's his name? And Christian King Combs, baby, they actually both might be in deep trouble. Quincy seems to be left out of it. Okay. Rejection is protection. Remember how Quincy said he wasn't raised with his brothers? He had to go. He was raised with Kim's mom and Kim's family down in Atlanta, and all the other kids were raised in New York. Also, this live tweeting, to let you guys know, is bought by Inner City Press. If you guys are active on Twitter, please make sure you follow Inner City Press. Matthew Russell Lee covers the Southern District of New York, the UN, banks, and IME, any of those beats. Please make sure you support if you are active on Twitter. You guys, I'm going to be doing my best to make sure I'm actually live in the courtroom when Diddy is held to justice, but let's get it out. Let's get this out in the open. Okay. So where do we start at? Well, let's start in the beginning. Okay. So this is a live play-by-play. Okay. So if you guys have earphones, pop them in. It is going to be coming in. Okay. They said, okay, now it's time for the U.S. versus Sean Combs bail appeal. If you guys don't know, he was denied bail, but when you're denied bail, you do have a right to appeal once. Diddy is actually exercising his right to appeal. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams has made a comment. If they seek to detain him, yes, that means that they are pushing through with their appeals process. Okay. They said in the high ceiling courtroom, he's in courtroom 1110. Diddy is at a defense table. He's sitting very still, eerily still in a black shirt, not the MDC tan uniform. So they allowed him, when he got to the courtroom, they allowed him to change into clothes that his lawyer got him because they did not want him they did not want him to be photographed in the MDC. That's the correctional facility he's in, the jail he's in the MDC tan uniform. There are two U.S. Marshals seated directly behind Diddy. They are waiting for the judge, Andrew L. Carter, to enter. As you guys know, Judge Carter is a different judge than the one that is presiding over the case, because when you appeal, you have to go to a different judge. All right. The judge has walked in. All rise, government. This is U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson has spoken. She said the freak-offs were elaborate. She just cut straight to the point. She is not even doing any type of rah. She wants him gone. Okay. Emily Johnson, this is the attorney that is trying the case, said the freak-offs were elaborate. They began in 2009. I repeat, they began in 2009 and extended into this year. These freak-offs were arranged with his entourage. The defendant used narcotics so that the victims would continue. Ketamine, GHB, and others. Again, for those of you guys joining, welcome. Hit that like button. Turn on the subscribe button. We are literally in the courtroom live because it is closed to the general press. We do have people in the courtroom directly live tweeting what is going on, okay? These are actual live tweets of what is going on in the courtroom, all right? Let's get into this. Also, just to get the trolls out of the chat. I know, imagine being a Diddy troll. Just to get it out of the chat, I had turned it on to subscribers only to comment, but you just have to hit the subscribe button and you can actually comment. Okay. So where are we at? They said, the U.S. attorney continues, the defendant will record these freak-offs at least in part to use them to blackmail. We have an email. A victim says, right? And you guys, this is groundbreaking. In the courtroom right now, they have given an email. Remember all those rumors about Diddy using the freak-off tapes to blackmail people? Maybe it looks like it wasn't the rumors. Listen to what the U.S. attorney just said. We have emails. In the email, the victim says, you were going to make me, and then the U.S. attorney says, I'm not going to say it on a public record. You were going to make me blank, or you were going to leak some freak-off-ish. A different victim wrote, they're reading emails. A different victim wrote in another email, right? Diddy said he was going to expose me. I'm sorry, you said you were going to expose me with a blank tape. I was rugged. The U.S. attorney goes on to say, that was just two examples. And so it's rich when the defendant's submission filed today for appeal to his bail request accuses the victim, Cassie, of extorting him. Diddy is the only extorter. The U.S. attorney goes on to say, Your Honor, we seized guns. They were in the defendant's home and he had access to them. We are focused on the defaced guns in the defendant's closet. This is not about security, but dangerousness. The security team is the same one he says would monitor him. If you guys don't know, for Diddy's second request for bail, he said, listen, you let me out. I have security. They're going to monitor me. You're going to know everything I do. The U.S. Attorney's Office just pointed out that fuzzy reasoning. When we found those assault rifles in your closet with the what do you call it? With the serial numbers filed off, and they were in your closet, you told us that because it's illegal to have not the guns, but guns with no registration number. You told us that they were your securities, and you didn't know how that got there. And now you're telling us that same security that you tried to say engaged in illegal actions of those guns. You're trying to say this is the same security that's going to be watching you if we appeal your bail. Okay, all right, Diddy. Right? Again, if you're just joining us, a couple of bombs just dropped. They said that they have emails of victims that had emailed Diddy complaining about him blackmailing them, and extorting them with emails, video from the freak-offs. Again, rumor for months that he used those freak-offs for blackmail. The U.S. government just confirmed it. They said it in front of the judge because they are fighting Diddy's bail hearing. What's more, oh my God, listen to this. Oh my God. The head of security has now been served with a subpoena. Given what we've learned about his role in the offense conduct. Now, about the hotel assault. Yesterday, defense counsel, that's Diddy's lawyer, called it a fight in a relationship. It wasn't a fight, Your Honor. We have proof it is trafficking. This is also another bombshell that was just dropped. Diddy's head of security, his current one, has just been named, or at least hinted that they're going to name him a co-conspirator in the criminal case unless he flips on Diddy. They're saying the defendant, Diddy, had a freak-off on March 5th, 2016. We have evidence there was at least one commercial blank worker there in the room during the assault. She isn't even wearing shoes. She is in danger. They're talking about Cassie. Defendant storms out in a towel. We also have a message from Cassie saying in this message, they're reading it in court, I still have crazy bruising. He claims he wanted to get his clothes back, but that's not what happened. That's not what happened here. Cassie tried to escape a room with the defendant and a commercial blank worker. She fled without shoes. Now, let's not forget the reason they're bringing this up is because yesterday, after he was denied his first attempt at bail, this is a direct live stream of what's going on in the courtroom because they're not having cameras in there. So we have people live tweeting from it. We're reading those live tweets. But just to let you know, after his hearing yesterday for bail was denied, this is the appeal, Diddy's lawyer went out there and said that it was just a fight between lovers. And the reason he was so upset is because Cassie had hit him in the head with a phone because she found out that he was cheating on her or she wasn't his only girlfriend. And then she took Diddy's clothes and tried to run out. And I said, okay, first of all, even if all that's true, that doesn't justify the violence. And second of all, you mean Cassie had time to go through Diddy's phone during the freak off? Sir. Anyway, so that's what the federal government is saying. Sir, please be for real, for real. Anyway, right? The U.S. attorney continues. Immediately after the assault, Your Honor, Cassie sent these messages. I'm sorry. Immediately after the assault, Your Honor, Diddy sent these messages. Call me. The cops are here. I got 6 kids. Yo, please call me. I'm surrounded. You're going to abandon me all alone? Y'all, Diddy should have asked for this. Okay, the reason I'm so surprised is because all this information is coming in real time. Diddy should have never asked for this bond hearing. Diddy's done. The U.S. attorney is playing with Diddy like a mouse. Look at the information they just released, y'all. Let me repeat this. He's saying he did nothing wrong and that he was Cassie's victim. They just said that they have texts that Cassie sent Diddy after he mollywopped her in the hallway, all this stuff. Security must have witnessed that, and they went up to help Cassie. They took Cassie, put her in a car, had her go away, told Cassie, please go away, don't come back here. Diddy started texting Cassie. Cassie has the text, and the U.S. Attorney's Office just read them in court. This is real-time tweeting. Diddy said, yo, call me. The cops are here. This isn't text message. I got 6 kids. Yo, please call. I am surrounded. You're going to abandon me all alone? They're saying, Your Honor, it's evidence from the text that the defendant knew he had done something that could elicit a police response. He covered up what he did. This year, after the surveillance video came out, they leaked that shit, but it's not leaking. They strategically shared evidence with news organizations. This year, after the surveillance video came out, only then did he admit that it was Diddy. Yesterday, it was claimed that his clothes were taken, but that's not what happened. Why drag the victim back down the hall to the room? Your Honor, the indisputable evidence makes clear you cannot take the defendant at his word. March 5th, 2016 is far from the defendant's lone act of violence and obstruction. Freak-off activity is the core of this case. They use force, coercion, and they use rugs. Your Honor, furthermore, our investigation is ongoing. Half a dozen escorts. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Why did they say half a dozen? Because Diddy's attorney said that everything Diddy did was consensual, and they've already interviewed 6 escorts who have all verified that they did this upon free will. This is what the U.S. attorney is responding to. The U.S. attorney said, Your Honor, half a dozen escorts is just the tip of the iceberg of the number of escorts who have participated in these freak-offs. This case is charged as a blank trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion. The acts were not consensual. Oof, I know that's right. The U.S. attorney went on. Furthermore, the defense is arguing that anyone in a freak-off wanted to be there. That is not the law. When people are threatened with exposure, i.e., blackmail, and are beaten, they cannot consent. That is trafficking. Victims' heads were slammed against car windows. Your Honor, that is trafficking. Here are some texts. So they pull out some texts and that Diddy sent and start reading them in court. If you guys are just joining me, hit that like button, subscribe, share this, talk trash about me in the chat. I don't care. But what is going on is Diddy. So they have the courts closed to the general public. However, we do have people in the courtroom live tweeting exactly what's going on. Diddy was denied bail yesterday. However, you do get a chance to appeal. Diddy is appealing. The U.S. attorneys is speaking first, and they are addressing all the claims that Diddy's attorney made yesterday about why he shouldn't be denied bail. Okay. Also, really quick, I want to say what's up to Jamie Uncensored. Jamie Uncensored said, if he is a billionaire, 50 million is nothing. It's literally the same as paying $5 if your worth is 100,000. Exactly. It's nothing. The Measured Man, what's up, Measured? Said, Tisa tells, look up Ben Masalas and Kenny Jonathan Odie. Your mouth will drop open. Ben was an intern for making of the band. You know what? We are going to actually look into that. Thank you so much, Measured Man. I believe we definitely talked on Jonathan Odie. We have a whole bunch of videos about that. We also have an exclusive live with Little Rod, who was pivotal to this lawsuit. But we'll talk about that later. Let me get back into the live, because this is being live tweeted. So this is happening real time, people. They said, Your Honor, furthermore, here are some texts. They now put texts on, the texts are on the evidence. They're blown up. They said, when you get effed up, you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child. That was a text directly from one of the victims. They are not saying whether it's Cassie or not, because they're saying Cassie is not the only victim. There's multiple victims. But one of the victims texted him, when you get effed up, you knock me around. I am not a rag doll. I am someone's child. Your Honor, furthermore, we have witnesses who witnessed the injuries. This conduct happened behind closed doors in houses, hotel rooms, and cars. They said Judge Taranowski was concerned about what was going on and how do we do this. You guys, there's more. Hold on. Let's refresh this tweet, if you will. Where we go. Okay. The U.S. attorney continues. The judge found that she did not believe defense counsel can control Diddy. She actually said, you have no control over your client. You have lost control over your client. This is because Diddy was found to be obstructing justice and coercion and bullying, bribing, threatening, intimidating, and using violence and threats of violence against potential witnesses. Most notable, Kalina from Dirty Money. Consider the Mercedes case in this circuit. Remember, we talked about court precedents yesterday. The Mercedes case is a huge, huge, huge case, and whether bail should be denied or not. Reversing a decision to release a defendant. Let's turn to obstruction. Witnesses have expressed extreme fear of Diddy. They have directly, either Diddy or his associates, upon his direction, have directly contacted a victim in November of 2023. They don't say this is Cassie. They say it's a different victim. Constant contact with witnesses to the charged conduct after subpoena, before government interviews. Two of these examples are that there are communications between the defendant and a witness, and also 13 witnesses. Diddy's been getting busy. So the federal government is saying that Diddy has reached out to one confirmed witness, 13 contacts. Those are people that they interviewed, and also a few other people, witnesses that were going to be charged with conduct after subpoena before government interviews. Now, let me just say this. We did a story. We're waiting for more live tweeting to come in. This is being tweeted live. So, they're typing right now. But let's just say that, that Brendan, the kid that got the chicken little head that used to play basketball and then he turned into Diddy's rug meal, allegedly, according to Little Rob, but the federal government seems to think that too. Diddy actually made a big show of showing he was out in LA and being like, yeah, 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 and was showing all this stuff. And I remember being like, what is Diddy doing making this whole show about being in LA? It's so odd. He flew from Miami to Los Angeles. In that time, we actually zoomed in and showed the video on loop that he actually was meeting up with Brendan on a city street, and he was trying to do it secretly, and he had set it up so that Brendan thought they were talking privately, even though they were on a public street out in the open. Why is that? So nobody could eavesdrop. California is a consent recording state, which means at least one person both parties need to give consent if you actually record anything. So if you meet out in public with no one around, you're pretty good that they can't use it in court. And then Diddy had it set up that somebody in a car would go by with a video camera and film him talking to Brendan. This is when Diddy thought it was a joke, and he was trying to send a message, people believe, to the feds that he has everything on lock and that he is one step ahead of them. Again, let's see, go back into the live tweet. This is coming in real time, so you're going to have to excuse the delays. Okay, so they're saying that it has 13 contacts. Again, while we're waiting for the live tweeting to actually update, Diddy also said, wow, sorry guys. Okay, so they're still gearing up, but a couple of interesting things that came out in this, just to recap. The U.S. Attorney's Office has confirmed that they have emails and text messages from multiple people that they either got from Diddy's own person or these victims actually turned it over, that confirm that Diddy used the freak off material to blackmail people. Diddy used the freak off material to blackmail people. There are people complaining about it in emails and text messages, and also Diddy has also sent messages and emails to lead the government to believe that these materials were not held for his personal satisfaction or his personal gratification. Well, not entirely. They were also held as a way to coerce, blackmail, bribe, intimidate people into doing what they want. Okay. So anyway, we're back. So anyway, the judge says, we have a message from, here we go. I'm just sorry, guys. Trafficking. Okay. The judge, so let's just jump in. So the U.S. attorney last said they have directly contacted victims in November 2023. Constant contact with witnesses to be charged conduct, up to witnesses to be charged. This conduct cannot be legal. Witnesses after subpoena, before government interviews. So if you guys don't know, when the federal government calls you in, especially for a grand jury, first they subpoena you to come in. A subpoena is a request to come and testify, but it's not one that you can refuse. If you refuse it, they can actually go and hold you in jail until you get on the stand. Now you can get in and say, I plead the fifth, but you must come to the court of law and talk. So after the people were subpoenaed, but before they were interviewed by the federal government, right? He also reached out to a witness he had not been in contact with for several years. After the grand jury subpoena, he used his intermediaries. The judge jumped in. Wait, what? He contacted two people over 13 times. The judge said, Your Honor, the U.S. attorney said, Your Honor, let me repeat myself. I apologize. He contacted those two people 14 times just for one person. Also, to be clear, he reached out to witnesses he had not been in contact with for several years after they were subpoenaed by the grand jury. He used his intermediaries. Your Honor, he recorded the conversation on another person's device. In November 2023, he twice called a victim. On November 19th, he received a text from this other person in response. It reads, and they're pulling up the text to show to the court. I feel like I'm reading my own sexual trauma. 3 pages, my experience. The defendant called her and gaslit her, trying to convince her it had been consensual. He repeatedly said he was not supposed to be speaking on the phone. He tells the witness not to text him. The defendant said, if it was a problem with support, financials, right? You have nothing to worry about. So he also basically tried to bribe. He said, if this is the problem with money or support, you have nothing to worry about. The defendant wrote, you don't have anything to worry about. My financial advisor should not make a mistake and not get that rent paid. Diddy's an idiot. So let me just break this down because it's coming in real time. So if you guys are a little bit confused, let me break down what's happening. Okay. They're trying to make an argument that Diddy, it's not just Kalina. Diddy has been bribing, coercing, obstructing justice. They just proved that whatever happened in that hotel couldn't have been a lover's quarrel and it couldn't have been consensual. It wasn't like, oh, we're just being freaky deaky. Okay. Diddy's bail did get denied again, by the way. Breaking news, Diddy's bail has gotten denied again. They are live tweeting. We're almost to the end of it. But spoiler alert, Diddy's bail has been denied for the second time. That mug is going right in jail to the end of days. But right now with the live tweeting, this is live tweeting. They just announced it. But let me just get through these tweets and then we're going to discuss what the judge actually said. Again, you guys are earlier than any other news organization. This is coming fresh off the presses directly from the courtroom. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing. Diddy then called another person that was subpoenaed, not Cassie. He recorded that on a phone device. The phone device, the feds actually got in a raid. This mug is stupid, right? He talked about what was going on between him and Cassie. I guess Cassie wanted money, okay? Now, in that conversation, they were telling him, the person he was talking to was like, wow, I feel like I'm reading about my own sexual trauma, 3 pages. Diddy then said, listen, he was like, listen, he called the gaslighter her and he was trying to convince her that everything that they had done had been consensual. He repeatedly said he was not supposed to be speaking on the phone. He tells the witnesses not to text him. He said, listen, if this is money you need, if this is support you need, you don't have anything to worry about. My financial advisor won't make a mistake. Trust me, your rent will be paid. The U.S. Attorney Office said, Your Honor, this was obstruction. We cite U.S.V. LaFontaine, a defendant who fed a false narrative. That is what's going on here. I'll go over the cases. The judge interrupts. The judge interrupts. Thank you, AUSA. That's not necessary. I'm familiar with those cases. Thank you, Your Honor. A recent civil suit last week, Dawn Richard filed a civil suit. She was also in a band, also with Miss Harper. Miss Harper issued a statement after 100. Oh my God. They said that Kalina issued a statement to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Issued a statement to the media after Diddy called her 128 times. Yesterday, we heard it was 44 times. The U.S. Attorney's Office had just said it in a court of law under the flag that Kalina of Dirty Money only issued a statement coming out against Dawn or in support of Diddy after 128 phone calls. Diddy called that woman 128 times. We didn't deal with Lauren Ray's case. Magistrate Judge Fox ordered detention, even on one victim, but the judge found that corroborated by documentary evidence. Yo, this is crazy. So he's citing another case, okay, that the judge worked on, saying it's basically the same as what Diddy did. The judge said, is there anything else? The USA said, a few more things. The judge said, how many? The U.S. Attorney Office said, Your Honor, just give me 3 minutes. The judge said, traveling to New York does not address danger to the community. I am here seeking detention, but I note that the bail package does not have enough conditions that focus on obstruction, and it couldn't. He's been involving other people. Wow. 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 He said he's been involved. Diddy's been involving other people. The defendant should be detained pending trial. The judge turns to the defense. Diddy's bumbling, clumsy lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, stands up. Your Honor, let me start with Miss Harper. That's Kalina for Dirty Money, who he called 124 times to try to get her to give some weird statement of support. Let's start with Mrs. Harper. I was called by Kalina and her lawyer. I said, "Do you want to make a statement or not?" I later found out that she did. Diddy's second lawyer, Tenny Garagos, said, that's Mark Garagos' daughter. Kalina felt that she was being besmirched. We did speak with her at 2 a.m. on the 11th. So y'all weren't harassing her, but you spoke to a woman at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? Okay. The judge said, and after speaking, what would be the reason for Diddy to continue contacting her? Tenny Garagos, another one of Diddy's lawyers, he got like 7, said she was concerned about her being in the media. And they said that Diddy was contacting her, not the other way around, but Diddy was contacting her 124 times because Kalina was literally right. She was literally concerned about being in the media. You guys, Diddy is done. His second request for bail has been rejected. Diddy's lawyer went on to say, I have bought today the head of Sage Intelligence. We are proposing that Sage Intelligence personnel, all former law enforcement, will be monitoring the residence of Diddy 24/7. They will have 1 or 2 employees there at all times. So let me get this straight. They offered to get a whole surveillance company, Sage Surveillance, to monitor Diddy 24/7. And that was supposed to make us feel better about having that guy out there. Yeah, no. There's more. Again, the biggest takeaway from this is the U.S. government has confirmed a rumor that has been around on social media for a while that Diddy was holding those tapes to blackmail people. The U.S. attorney in front of a judge said they believe that is true as well. He has been denied his second hearing, but we're just waiting for, he has been denied his second hearing, but again, we are just waiting for tweeting to finish. And they're saying that they will have 2 employees there to monitor at all times. Unfortunately for Diddy, that did not work. The judge, once she heard about the blackmail, once she heard about the 124 times contacting somebody at all hours of the night, the judge said no. Diddy did in fact offer to have himself surveilled by a whole security company that will monitor him. Basically, he offered to turn his own house into his own prison. The judge did not go for that at all. As a matter of fact, the lawyer went on to say, there will be a visitor log. Only pre-approved could come in. We could give the list to the court. Diddy will not have a cell phone or access to the internet. That way, no witness intimidation, and it's completely nullified. Okay. So at the end of the day, that's not going to help because they just said that not only did Diddy use himself, he used intermediaries. So even if Diddy has no internet connection and no cell phones, you can still send people out. That, like, again, it doesn't make sense. A couple other takeaways while we're waiting for the rest of this to go on. Diddy has been denied. That mug is staying in jail, right? But that jail that he's in, that jail that he is in, listen, that jail that he is in has a lot of issues. Again, it seems like Diddy's lawyer played some role in Kalina's statement. I'd be worried if Diddy's lawyer wasn't worried about obstruction of justice, uh, obstruction of justice charges. Also, Ego Connoisseur on Twitter said Diddy's lawyer isn't smart. He did an interview yesterday and said Cassie and Diddy were the only people in the hotel room. Today, the feds revealed they have evidence a commercial blank worker was also there. He's clearly going off of Diddy's word and not evidence. This is just plain stupid. Okay. Again, another bombshell. Diddy's second lawyer, Tini Garagos, that is Mark Garagos' daughter, that is Diddy's fourth lawyer. Diddy has about 7 lawyers working for him, admitted that Diddy did obstruct justice. The U.S. attorney said, again, just to recap, the defendant should be detained pending trial. Diddy's lawyer said, let me start with Miss Harper. I was called by her and a lawyer. I said, do you want to make a statement or not? I later found out that she did. His second lawyer, Tini Garagos, piped in and said, Kalina felt like she was being besmirched. We did speak with her at 2 a.m. on the 11th. The judge said after speaking, what would the reason for Diddy be to continue to contact her 124 times? Tini Garagos said she was concerned she was in the media. If she was that concerned, she would have contacted Diddy directly. Diddy was the one going in on her. And also, it seems like the U.S. attorneys tell it, harassing her. What else? They have confirmed this investigation is ongoing, right? Oh, wait, sorry, guys. Sorry. Diddy, it has not been confirmed. I just got a text from my source in the courthouse. Diddy's bail has not been denied. They think it is going that way, but Diddy's bail, second request for bail, has not been denied yet. Okay? It hasn't been denied yet. Where are we at? They said there will be a visitor log. No, there will be no witness intimidation, and it can be nullified. The judge does not look to impress. Miss Brundridge on Twitter said, please, he knows how to subvert the law by having others do his bidding. One less lonely girl. I'm in the Twitter streets now. We have contact in the courthouse, live tweeting. As a matter of fact, if you guys want to give a follow, if you are active on Twitter, these are Diddy's boys actually walking in. They're taking a break from live tweeting. You guys, I just want to clarify something. Diddy's request for bond, his second request, his appeal hearing, they have not denied it yet. I spoke prematurely. I just want to be clear about that. I spoke prematurely. It has not been denied yet. Everybody in the courtroom expects it to be denied. They said that Diddy's team is doing a horrible job in defense. What they're saying does not make sense at all, but it has not been officially denied. We're just waiting for the live tweeters to actually catch up. Again, they are live tweeting it. What you're looking at is footage of Diddy's daughter, Diddy's son. Oh, here's what I wanted to show y'all. If you guys are active on Twitter, please give the Inner City Press a follow. Matthew Russell Lee, he works for Inner City Press. He covers the Southern District of New York, the UN Gate, Banks, and IMF beats. This guy is a heavy hitter. Again, they are not allowing the general press into the bail hearing. However, he does have a connect. Please make sure you guys give Inner City Press a follow and do it if you guys are active on Twitter. In any case, let's get back into this mess. The communities are saying this man is able to get a $50 million bond together. You think this man is not capable of paying off his security to look the other way? Think he's not capable of getting his kids or others to do his dirty work for him? Bree on Twitter, that was Lola. Bree on Twitter said his attorneys are hoping the judge missed the part where they said he used intermediaries for intimidation as well. As Stacia Robinson said, the literal point of his detention is obstruction. It doesn't matter if he has access to any of those things. His counterparts have access to all these things and will literally do it for him. This is literal common sense. I hope the judge doesn't feed into this BS. We also have a few things coming in directly from the live tweeting. Another bombshell that dropped. Diddy's head of security has been subpoenaed by the feds. They are bringing it up by saying that by the so-called security Diddy is relying on for his bail is also part of his criminal enterprise and will most likely be charged. Okay. Listen, some people are saying that they expect the bail to be denied again. People live on the scene in the court has texted me and said Diddy could not have expected this to be the outcome when he spent all that money on a team of lawyers that had almost a year to strategize. And the best his team could do, and trust me, Tisa, they are doing bad. The best they could do, and it pains me to use the word best with their actions and behavior, the best they could do was suggest he pay off his mortgage and sell his plane, items that were going to be seized anyway. Okay. Listen, I will say one thing. My instincts have never failed me. I can't say I was the first, but I remember when I first thought that Diddy's lawyer played a role somehow in Kalina's theory. Okay. Listen, again, the second hearing is still going on. We have somebody in the courtroom live tweeting. The judge still hasn't made a decision at all. Again, my source in the courtroom said it must be nice to be a billionaire. Again, they drew attention to the fact that Diddy is proposing that they have brought together the head of Sage Intelligence. They're proposing that Sage Intelligence personnel, all former law enforcement, will be monitoring the residence of Diddy 24/7, and they will have 1 or 2 employees there at all times. There will be a visitor log. Only pre-approved guests could come in. They could give the list to the court. Diddy will not have a cell phone or access to the internet. That way, no witness intimidation will be involved, and that's completely nullified. Again, how many people on Twitter actually pointed out that doesn't make any sense, because let's be real, you can have a visitor log and have Stevie come visit you, right? And then Stevie go up there with his chickmunk realness and be like, yeah, Diddy shit, this, that, right? Stevie being the thing like, Diddy shit, yeah, right? So at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Again, they said, listen, Diddy begged, call me. The cops are here. I got 6 kids. Yo, please call. I'm surrounded. You are going to abandon me. You're going to leave me all alone. Again, you guys, this is being live tweeted. Let's get back to the tweets. They are typing as fast as they can. Okay. So where are we at? Okay. Oh, here we go. 13 contacts. Okay. Here we go. Having Sage Intelligence on site will do, this is the Diddy's defense attorneys, Your Honor, we're going to have Sage Intelligence on site. We'll do what we have to do. Even 3 there. If you don't believe that Diddy's actions are coming to New York, are coming in, if you don't believe that Diddy's actions Diddy's actions coming into New York are only about risk of flight, you can't believe that. It shows he is deeply respectful of the court's authority. He is responsible. Now, why is this such an issue? Because the U.S. attorney seems to be hinting that they believe that one of the reasons they moved in so fast on Diddy on Monday, why the investigation was ongoing, is 2 reasons: witness obstruction, and 2, they believe that he had credible evidence that he was a flight risk. Diddy's attorney is trying to flip it. Diddy's attorney is like, no. I feel like it's a Michael Jackson meme. It's a lie. It's a lie. They made it up. It's not true. It's a lie. Because they're trying to say, no. Diddy didn't come to New York for witness intimidation or to leave for some tropical escape and to flee. Diddy came to New York because he wanted to show his deep respect for the court and be closer to the people that were investigating him. Yeah, I know the judge probably gave that same look. They're saying the judge's face is very steadfast. She's not showing either way, but she does not seem to be being swayed by Diddy lawyer's argument. They said Diddy's coming to New York wasn't about him being a flight risk. He was trying to show the court he was deeply respectful of the court's authority, that he's responsible. Diddy knew he was under investigation, and he gave us his passports. This confirms what I said back in May, that Diddy and his sons no longer had access to their passports. The attorney is confirming this in court right now. This is not defense lawyer theater. I know it's not, because you guys, we took the passports of 5 of his family members. We have a letter of intent to sell his airplane. We had 3 buyers who didn't work out. Again, this is a nonsensical argument that Diddy's attorney is trying to make. You're trying to say that the only person that's a flight risk is somebody with a private plane? That's the flight risk? Because all airplanes are what do you call it? They all had the GPS tracking from air traffic control. If Diddy was really a flight risk, and if he was really trying to get the F out of here, he wouldn't use his own private plane. They would just be sitting there tracking that. Literally, they'd be sitting there eating their sandwiches, watching the plane, and be like, breaker, he just landed in Turks and Cows. Please go get him. No, the whole point of it is a flight risk. You will get a fake passport made. You will get on a private plane owned by somebody else. You will fly someplace we don't know. And when you get off that plane, you will show them your fake passport or fake ID. And that's it. You don't even need to fly to a major airport. You could fly to somebody's own private landing field, get off, a car's waiting for you, and go. So his whole thing that, like, Your Honor, he's not a flight risk because he's selling his private plane. You were just bragging you are a billionaire. You know, all these billionaire friends. You use money and threats and violence to keep your criminal empire for years. And now you want us to believe that you're not going to use your money, threats, and violence to escape spending the rest of your life in jail. And by the way, some of these crimes that Diddy's being accused with have the death penalty. You're looking at the life in jail, and some of them even have the death penalty. Now, I know that nobody really has like the death penalty these days, but it just goes to show. Hold on, there's more. Now, I will say this. While they said, so here's what he last said, because even though they said, my contact just texted me and said, scratch that, when I said that the judge is not showing her hand. It does not appear that she is very impressed or even likes Diddy's attorney. Listen to this. They said, this is the last thing his attorney said. Diddy knew he was under investigation and gave us his passport. This is not defense lawyer theater. We took the passports of 5 of his family members. We have a letter of intent to sell his airplane. We had 3 buyers who didn't work out. The judge, can you get to the point? The judge told Diddy's lawyer while he was making his head, can you get to the point? The judge is sick of him. He said, can you get to the point? Diddy's lawyer, yes, Your Honor. My point is, it shows Diddy is trustworthy. He's not a defendant who says, come find me. In Maxwell and Epstein, the judge interrupted again. How does that relate to danger and obstruction? If he was aware in April, why is he contacting witnesses? Okay, so listen. Diddy hasn't officially had his second request for bail. This is his last chance to get bail denied. But this is right now live tweeting what's going on. The judge just stopped her facade that she has patience, and she is now digging in to Diddy's lawyer, because Diddy's lawyer has the burden of evidence to prove that he has the burden of proof that Diddy is not a danger and not a flight risk or obstruction. They're now arguing obstruction. Obstruction, to be honest, is the most serious charge that Diddy faces and his biggest hurdle to actually get bail. And judging by the judge's remarks, it's not going to happen. Let me just repeat that. I'm gonna do the dramatic reading. This is Diddy's lawyer. A woman. Listen. Oh, there we go. Your Honor, Diddy knew he was under investigation. He gave us his passport. And this is not a defense lawyer theater. We took the passports of 5 of his family members. We have a letter of intent to sell his airplane. We had 3 buyers who didn't work out. Mr. Agnifilo, can you get to the point? Yes, Your Honor. It shows he's trustworthy. He's not a defendant who says, come find me. And Maxwell and Epstein cases, Mr. Agnifilo, how does that relate to danger and obstruction? If he was aware in April that he was under investigation, if you guys don't remember, okay, if he was aware in April, why is he contacting witnesses? And this is when I say Diddy has Tasha K's old Olo. You can't tell me Mark is not related, either blood cousin or paid cousin to Tasha K's old lawyer, Olga, because he is so stupid. He literally did a press conference out the courthouse yesterday trying to brag and flex, saying that we've known for months that Diddy was going to get indicted. I had too. Some people said I was lying and putting 20 on 10, but I was like, my sources say that Diddy knows he's getting indicted. He's known for months he's getting indicted. We knew this was coming. If he wanted to run, he would have been ran. So the judge flipped it on him. And she said, okay, counselor, but if you have known since April that he was most likely going to get indicted, why is your client contacting witnesses? It's silence in the court. Diddy's lawyer clears his throat. Well, a woman contacted him and said she'd gotten a subpoena. We told him, don't speak to her. The judge, Mr. Anglofino, talk to me about danger. Well, people who are in danger, Your Honor, are people who are contemptuous of the court. But Diddy, Mr. Combs, has never been contemptuous of the court, Your Honor. Yo, he's crashing out right now. He is crashing out right now. Woo! He said, hold on, let's get back in. They're tweeting more. 1 second. One second. I just lost my place. It refreshed. Yeah. Okay. So this is just a brief pause, but this is not looking good. That judge is sick of Diddy. Sick of Diddy. Okay. So then they said, oh, that judge is sick of Diddy. Oh, he's sick. Okay, so there's more. The lawyer goes on, as far as danger, there is no danger, Your Honor. He had a case in New York in 1999. He came to court every time. He shows up on time. Mr. Aglifino, under your plan, would he or will he have employees? Well, Your Honor, they handle his finances. They're in California. Counselor, would he be able to leave his residence? No, Your Honor. And the security. They could be there in the house. Well, yes, Your Honor, in shifts. We will put cameras filming 24 hours a day. They could do spot checks. He doesn't use the internet. We can make it as secure as we need to make it. There are already cameras there. There are already cameras there. Hold on. We're waiting for more information to come in. But just as a side, oh, yeah, you guys, could you guys also hit that subscribe button? If you're looking for even more detail, yes, I'm going to do my best to make sure I'm in the courtroom. We have contacts right now that are live tweeting what is going on in the courtroom. We also did an exclusive interview with Tiffany Red, one of Cassie's long-time friends. We did an interview with Little Rod. He is the man currently suing Diddy. A lot of what he said in the live that we did, and especially in relation to these women, Young Miami, and all these people around, and also what's going on with security and whatnot, we talked about in the live. Please go check that out. You can just put in Tisa Tales and Little Rob, and the live will come up. It is really, really great to listen to. We also talked to Natanya Rubin in an exclusive live. She is the woman that Diddy banged in the face in that nightclub incident. Well, according to her, when he was with Jennifer Lopez and Shine. Again, let's get into, hold on. I have a few other people from the courtroom tweeting. You guys, I never asked you for anything. Please subscribe. Right now, we had a few trolls, Diddy trolls, in the comments. So I had to turn it to subscribers only. You don't have to subscribe for any more than a second. But if you want to make a comment, just subscribe. Also, I would appreciate a subscribe. And also, if you guys could like, share, whatever. I appreciate everybody being here, but if you guys could like, share, whatever, I would really appreciate it. I am trying to grow this year. And yeah, okay. Anyway, let's get back to this, right? My contact says, Tisa, I can't stress this enough. That judge does not like him. Also, an important fact you might have missed. Unlike yesterday's judge, right? This judge, oh, you guys, this is actually good. They said, Tisa, an important fact you might have missed. Unlike yesterday's judge, that was the woman, this judge will literally be the same judge handling the trial. So this is Diddy's trial judge actually talking to them. See, I thought the judge yesterday was going to be the trial judge, and this was the appeal judge. The appeal is being heard in front of the judge that is going to be trying the case. Already, this judge is going to be Diddy's permanent judge and already has no type of patience for Diddy's lawyers, I think, apparent bundling, right? Also, they said, now this is interesting, Tisa. Again, Diddy's lawyer is bumbling around, but it looks like the self-imposed house arrest is going to work. Why? Because the judge is honing in on the security. Are they going to be there in the house? Yes, in shifts. They could put cameras filming 24 hours a day. They could do spot checks. That he wouldn't use the internet. We can make it as secure as we need to make it. There are already cameras in there. Now, if you guys don't know, the prosecution, the U.S. attorneys have already said, Your Honor, listen, even if for whatever reason, he's fine at home and won't cause any damage, they are saying what a lot of people said. $50 million is insignificant to a man that bragged to be worth 50 billion. They're saying that even what he wants to put up as collateral are not insignificant. And I feel that between looking at life in prison and possibly a few crimes that carry death, I know he'll probably never get to death row, but still, life in prison. Would you leave behind a $50 million house and a condo? Would you leave behind a house and a condo? If you had to spend your life in jail, hell yeah, I wouldn't even think twice. Y'all already know I wouldn't even think twice. I would be literally reenacting Castaway with an army of one. Literally, I would literally teach myself how to do boho braids. I would teach myself how to fish. Well, my dad kind of taught me how to fish, but I would teach myself how to spearfish. I would teach myself how to do my own goddess locks or boho braids. And if I couldn't get any like yaki from AliExpress or like a Cambodian hairbender, I would just learn to make my own hair from like coconut fibers. I mean, you can make everything else from bamboo and coconut fibers. Why not? I would teach myself to do my own. I would teach myself to do my own paradise twist, my own boho locks. I would teach myself to do my own hair, do this, do that. And I would find some island that had all the tropical fruits I like and just like literally eat off a fish, mango, coconut, whatever the hell grows up out there. That's what I would do. Now they're back to tweeting. So I don't understand why they even think that $50 million house is going to hold Diddy. And honestly, do you really think between his freedom and his kids having trust funds, Diddy gives a damn about whether his kids have trust funds? I wouldn't. I really honestly wouldn't. All right. Anyway, yeah, Diddy's going to leave the country. Again, Diddy's lawyer can't be serious. They said, Tisa, my source is tweeting again. They said, Tisa, Diddy's lawyer can't be serious. The judge says, right? Oh, hold on. Okay, maybe that, let me get back into the tweets. Hold on. They're saying, sorry, guys. Y'all know me. Okay. Let's just refresh. Where you at? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is good. Hold on really quick. Sorry, guys. I'm just catching up. You know, I really hate the way Elon Musk changed Twitter. This is a Annoying. Okay, here we go. Okay. So the judge just finished saying, and security, they could be in there, they could be in the house. Yes, Your Honor, in shifts. We could put cameras filming 24 hours. They could do spot checks. He doesn't use the internet. We can make it so that it's secure as it needs to be. There are already cameras there. So he thinks he's making some leeway. My person in the court was a little bit concerned. So the judge changes the subject. Mr. Agnophilia, that video was troubling. He was 40 something years old when that video happened. Yes, Your Honor. He realized he has a problem with drug addiction and anger. He went into a rehab program for a period of time. The woman in the video also went into rehab at around that same time. They loved each other, Your Honor. They loved each other, Your Honor. The written messages are heartbreaking. The sex and the violence were totally separate, motivated by separate things. The way they chose to be intimate, they would bring a third person in. They chose that, Your Honor. Diddy's lawyer is out of his MF mind. You are still, during a second bail hearing, trying to make us believe that Cassie was just some freaky geek that loved being kicked across the hallway. Okay. The judge, Mr. Agostino, what does that have to do with him punching her, throwing a base at her? Seems like the judge is on the same page. Mr. Agnophilia, what does all that have to do with him punching her, throwing a base at her? What's love got to do with that? This is Diddy's attorney. Well, Your Honor, that was jealousy from infidelity in both directions. Mr. Combs and this other person, the violence, it's from that. Mr. Agnophilia, what is your point? And as you say, Mr. Agnophilia, they invited a third person in. If that person is a commercial blank worker and they travel across state lines, isn't that a problem? Well, Your Honor, I've spoken with the agency. They say they are not paid for SMEX, but only if they feel like it. Diddy's lawyer done got him in trouble. He has said out his mouth a million times that Diddy person in the room with Diddy was a commercial SMEX worker. He said it. Boosie's dumb, homophobic, crazy, misogynistic. You know, little Boosie, wipe me down. You see the bump, B-I-B-F. You all know little Boosie, right? Right? The point is, Boosie's dumb, stupid. Boosie better shut up before he wind up in jail too. Again, Boosie went on a rant saying, and so what? If what Diddy did was wrong, that means every entertainer in the world going to jail. Because how the F y'all think we get P word? How y'all think we gotta fly it in. We gotta move it over state lines. It's not just Diddy. Everybody in the world doing it. Every entertainer you know doing it. And I said, and y'all all going to jail. Y'all going to jail. Y'all going to jail. Boosie, do you realize that you are talking about a crime? It is illegal to have sex workers. And if you take sex workers and you move them across state lines, you have broken a federal law. That is SMEX trafficking, you dumbass. So forget it, Boosie, because I expect Boosie to be on some dumb shit. Like, honestly, I expect him to be on some dumb stuff. However, the judge called Diddy's lawyer out and said, Mr. Agnophilia, as you say, they invited, now mind you, yesterday, Diddy's lawyer said that there wasn't any that they were in a hotel room alone and she stole his clothes. Now there's a mysterious commercial sex worker. What's the difference between a sex worker and a commercial sex worker? Isn't all sex work commercial? Okay, anyway, I'm being serious. Isn't it all commercial? They invited you said the third person is a commercial sex worker and they traveled across state lines. Isn't that a problem? I've spoken with the agency. They say they are not paid for SMEX, but only do it if they feel like it. You can't say that when you just said they were a sex worker. You didn't call them a cuddle worker, a hug worker, a listen to your day worker, or yeah, that girl's crazy worker, right? You called them a blank worker. Diddy's lawyer kept on going. The former governor of New York, the former governor of New York, he did this. Wasn't that Elliot Spritzer? And didn't he die in well, not die, but didn't he like leave office in shame? The former governor of New York, he did this, and he was not prosecuted. They are prosecuting Diddy for it. I don't believe Elliot Spritzer actually moved any blank workers across state lines, drugged them, had violent orgies, and then used the tapes to blackmail people. Now, I might not be the most current on politics, but I don't remember that on Sunday morning with this evening with Wolf Blitzer or Face the Nation. Do you? I don't remember Face the Nation talking about that. Anyway, right? The judge said, okay, Mr. Agnophilia, let's get back to that video and the physical beating. Why isn't that physical beating relevant to dangerousness? Well, Your Honor, it's because it's not sex trafficking. Even if you don't trust them, trust the bond package, Your Honor. 50 million bond, no internet, Sage, the security place, that will give the court comfort that he is not a flight risk. Then he can prepare for his trial. We've known this is coming. He could have run and marched, Your Honor. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, until you saw them boys in blue, those fresh chinos, those Letterman jackets that said HSI, and those Oakleys coming in tanks to your door, literally on some Full Metal Jacket, Call of Duty 4, breaker, 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 go. They rolled up into that piece with military precision. I literally heard the American, I heard the national anthem playing when I saw them roll up to Diddy stage. Like, you know what? I'll say one thing. When our feds roll in, they know how to do it right. So anyway, so now he wants to change the subject. Because he's trying to gaslight the judge. He's trying to gaslight the judge into thinking that what Diddy did wasn't the federal definition of sex trafficking. And then he had the nerve, as Jody I. Gold said, right? That Diddy's lawyer is ridiculous. He literally said, don't trust him, but trust the money. He literally said, even if you don't trust him, trust the bond package, 50 million bond. You told a federal judge, don't trust him, trust the money. Who are you talking to? What are you doing? Somebody check his legal license. Is it written in crayon? I swear to God, this guy is like Drewski. Diddy hired Drewski's lawyer. He's hired. Even if you don't trust him, trust the money. Trust the bond package. No internet. Sage, they'll give the court comfort that he is not a flight risk. Then he can prepare for his trial. We had known this is coming. He could have run and marched. He was an act. Diddy's lawyer, Diddy got Drewski as his lawyer. Diddy's lawyer then said, on God, listen to this. He said, listen, Sean Combs, Your Honor, he was an actual altar boy. He told the judge that Diddy was an actual altar boy. The judge, Mr. Agnophilia, how far back are you going? Judge, Mr. Combs watches a sermon every day. You think it's T.D. Jakes' sermon? I'm just saying, do you think it's T.D. Jakes' sermon? He watches a sermon every day. He's done a great deal to earn the court's trust. I ask that you release him. Whoa, Judge. I've heard from both parties. I find that the government has proven that Diddy is a danger. Regarding the bail package, it is insufficient even on flight risk. Sean Combs will be detained. And with that, we have the end of the 2024 season. Listen, I cannot believe this. Diddy's lawyer is a clown. I never thought that someone could get a worse lawyer than Tasha K's lawyer, Olga, and Diddy took the bait. You sold your house. You did this, you did that, and you are sitting there stupid in jail because of your arrogance. What the hell were you doing calling Kalina 124 times, and that woman ain't even called you once? Again, you guys, this has been live tweeted. This has been live tweeted from the courtroom. Diddy's lawyer's last words were, Your Honor, Diddy was an actual altar boy. He watches sermons every day. He has done a great deal to earn the court's trust. I ask that you release him, Your Honor. Diddy's lawyer looked at him and said, I'm sorry, the judge looked at him. And mind you, this is the judge for the trial. So this is actually really serious. And the judge for the trial is already acting like Diddy's lawyers gets on the last nerves. She said, I've heard from both parties. I find that the government has proven the defendant is a danger. Regarding the bail package, it is insufficient, even on risk of flight. So they said obstruction, you didn't prove your court. But even on risk of flight, if that's the only thing we're looking at, it's insufficient because the government said what a lot of what you guys were saying. 50 million walking away from a house and a condo, as opposed to spending life in jail, that's insufficient to stop someone from running. Because I would run. You could take my house, my car, everything. And my parents love me. So I'm sure they would give up their house and car for me. Like, I'm not even joking. My parents love me. They don't want to see their baby in jail. You see me. I'm not made for bad times. I'm not. I need love and hugs and sun to grow. I'm not built for no, I need love and hug and sons. My parents raised me. They know I'm not built for that. I know for a fact that if I had to run right now, F my car, F my house. And I know for a fact I could say, and F my mom and dad's house, they would be fine. Yeah, the rest of my family might be mad saying, why? And they going to be talking about me at the family reunion. You know, she made them lose their house. She's always been a bad seed. I know my family. They're going to be talking about me at the family reunion. But I know for a fact that my mom and dad, actually, I think almost all my relatives, except for the one, you always got a few that side, like that you don't, except for a few people, I think they would all give up their houses and their cars as opposed to me spending my life in jail. So that 50 million, that's insufficient. That's insufficient. It's insufficient. Anyway, you guys, let me get to these super chats. There's a few more things, right? Listen, there is a few more things. Listen, the court reporter is cracking up. They're saying the court was so. Oh, you guys, also, can you please subscribe? I am trying to grow this year. I'm going to be doing a lot of live coverage. I'm doing my best to make sure I am in the actual courtroom. If you guys are new to my channel, everything that's happened in Diddy's trial, I've had inside sources that have not only given me inside tea, but they have been right within a 99% error of margin. They have not missed. Again, tattletales, let them know in the chat or in the comment sections how right on we've been, and not just a little, by everything, down to Diddy's apology, the passports, the raids, everything we have called from the beginning, just like we called what is going on right now. But even aside from that, we do actually really funny, snarky gossip too. It's a really fun time. Please hit subscribe, right? Listen, but really quick before we get into subscribe, and turn your notifications on. I'm going to be going live 2 or 3 times today. It's going to be a heavy live upload. Listen, again, my courtroom person is cracking up. They said the whole court could barely stifle their laughter when he said that he was an altar boy, a literal altar boy, and listens to sermons every single day. And the fact that the judge replied, right? He was an altar boy, and the judge replied, that was 40 years ago. Listen, they said their instincts were right, because they told me halfway through that they think the bail is going to be denied. They said my instincts were right. The bail was officially denied. That lawyer, listen, the lawyer got really desperate in the end. The courtroom was stifling laughter when he said Diddy was an altar boy. It looked like that self-imposed house arrest scheme did not work. Okay, hold on really quick. Let's get back into this. Just a few more tweets. Okay, so Diddy's going to remain in jail. People are saying, thank you, Judge. Everybody is happy about it. The judge said, so let's do the initial conference. So listen, this is actually really important. The judge moved from saying, yeah, bail's denied, so let's have the trial conference. They're moving to the trial conference right now. And I'm going to tell you what the judge said, but if you guys don't know what a trial conference is, when you're American, your constitutional right is that you have the right to a speedy and fair trial, okay? And it needs to be within a certain amount. As a matter of fact, they cannot hold you indefinitely. So what a trial conference does, it's basically set a calendar of when the things are going to happen. This is when discovery is going to happen. Discovery is when both people can get access to what proof the other person has. And, so in trial, they can be prepared. You get access to witness lists. You get access to full charges. You get all this stuff. The trial conference is when you set what the calendar is going to be, and everything happens like clockwork unless somebody gets sick or barring natural disaster. That's how they guarantee you a speedy trial. If I was Diddy, I would be very, very sick because it looks like you being fast tracked to the jail. So the judge said, oh, right then, so let's do the initial conference. The U.S. attorney said, the discovery, Your Honor, smug. My source is saying that the U.S. attorney looks very, very smug and very, very happy. The discovery will include photographs of physical evidence from the March searches and from this week, including freak-off supplies. There are a large number of electronic devices. You guys, remember that there were rumors that there were servers, there were videos, there were this. They already said they've already confiscated 90 cell phones. They have all this stuff. They are saying that right now, discovery will include photographs of physical evidence, all of this from the raids in March and from this week, including freak-off supplies. There are a large number of electronic devices we also have that will be used. Okay, Diddy. I don't feel sorry for Diddy. They also say, right, we had 35 full extractions ready to produce to the defense. Oh, shit. We request a status conference in approximately 90 days. Diddy's lawyer. Your Honor, given that he'll be in SHU in the I guess that's a solitary housing unit. He's going to be in solitary confinement in the Manhattan District Correctional Facility. I can't for now consent to any exclusion under the Speedy Trial Act. He's trying to say that because he will not be out, Diddy's lawyer is starting a temper tantrum. He's trying to say because Diddy's not going to be in the comfort of his home, throwing slippers at the dog's head or whatever he's going to do in his little rage, right? He can't consent and actually say how speedy the trial is going to be or how short it can be. He's really, really, really upset about that. Let me get into the super chats and then we'll get into, again, Diddy has been denied bail, but now in the courthouse, Diddy's judge, the actual judge that is trying the case, has moved into other stuff. To me, this stuff is even more important. Hold on, you guys. Let me read these super chats and then we're going to get into what the judge said. Jamie on Sister said, again, good point, Jamie. You started off on the top. Just to recap, if he's a billionaire, 50 million is nothing. It's literally the same as paying 5G if your worth is 100K. I know that's right. Measured men, to recap, Satisa, look up Ben Masalis and Kenny, Jonathan Odie. Your mouth will drop open. Ben was an intern at Making the Band. Okay. Banana, thank you so much for the super chat. Banana, thank you for blessing me twice. Banana, thank you for blessing me tres times. Tisa, they don't have lube and gel, but I heard they have plenty of grape jelly. Looks like he's in some real sticky situation. I don't know. Diddy was the one giving or receiving, and Diddy is into some violent delights and violent ends. That might actually make Diddy even more like, yeah, let's go. I said it yesterday. I feel like all the people in the jail are going to be like, keep them away from us. Ernest Canteen said, Diddy is going to run and take his own life. He ain't built for lifetime imprisonment. Maybe he'll meet the same fate as his daddy if he's lucky. Let me tell you something, and I honestly believe this. I do not believe for 1 second that Diddy's ego will let him bow out to now. Diddy is going to fight this. Diddy thinks he can beat this. And this is the thing about why sometimes people that seem very great can also have hidden narcissistic traits, because what is believing yourself except for delusion? Sometimes the Lulu is the Salulu. Think about it. When you want to achieve greater, than what your circumstances are, no matter what that is, no matter how high or low or high you're starting. You need to be delusional. For you to be like, yo, nobody in my family's going to school. I can't read. I don't do this. And you become like an industry, a titan. For you to even picture someone from with what society tells you your circumstances can achieve, you need to be delusional. Be like, I'm going to be the biggest, the best, the greatest. You need to see yourself, an idealized version of yourself that does not exist, but something only you and your heart know can happen if you just stick to it. Which is why you manifest like a mug. And that's a great thing to do. But a lot of narcissists are also delusional, but for evil purposes, right? They want to create a false narrative they never believe, but just so other people. I'm not going to get into psychology and stuff, but my whole point of the matter is Diddy didn't rise to these levels of greatness without believing that he is capable of anything. And I honestly do think that it's too early in the game that Diddy's not going to give up for himself. He's been through worse. Diddy held a concert where pregnant women died, and it was a massacre and a stampede. And this is when he was no one, just a city promoter, and he was able to get out of that. That massacre at City College, the fire at City College, where even pregnant women passed away. And Diddy got out of that. Diddy, when he was still like Diddy, but he was more like, he wasn't like a mogul, like we look at him now, went into a club and shot, according to Natasha Rubin, shot up a club and hit her in the mouth. At the very least, they ran from the police, got taken. He beat that case. On paper, should a rapper at that time been able to escape this? No, but Diddy did it. He did it. Diddy believes that he is a manifester. And I think right now, Diddy's not going to quit on himself. You know, good never stops. And evil, I mean, you got to burn it, stab it, dismember it, do it. Doesn't die easily. Just keep that in mind. So just keep that in mind. So I get what you're saying. And so I honestly, my heart of hearts, I don't think Diddy's going to hurt a hair on his head. I don't. He still thinks like we're lesser mortals. And he's probably like literally making like a, you know how Nas was making like a list of who he's going to body as hood politics. I think that Diddy is making his burn book right now, right? Going to make sure we all pay. Anyway, but a good point, Ernest. Ella, thank you for the membership. Mimi, 1967, thank you for the membership. You guys, LF actually gifted a membership. Make sure y'all thank him, whoever got that membership. Thank you, LF, for spreading the love. Gigi, thank you so much for being a member. Fly Girl, 517. Thank you so much, Fly Girl. You guys, thank Fly Girl and LF for gifting memberships. You guys, also, we're about to get into what the judge is saying. This is actually more important than the bail being denied. I just want to get to these super chats really quick, and then we can get back to business. Also hit subscribe. It's YouTube. Why y'all always got me out here begging? Y'all know I'm going to keep begging, but still. Derek said, Tisa, RE intro when you have time. Email me, genius.love.365@gmail.com. Okay, I will. Or Derek, actually shoot me an email, TISATELLS, tisatells@gmail.com. All right, shoot me an email reminder, Derek. I'll try to remember, but you know how it is. I'm working all the time. But thank you, Derek. Casey Cat said the defense keeps arguing no flight risk, but the feds are saying he's a danger to victims and witnesses. Apples and oranges, sir. I know that's right, Casey Cat. Sarah said, proud to be a tattletale. Love you, Tisa. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I love you too. Sarah, how is the south of France? Listen, Sarah is living the life of fun in Raleigh with her hubby up in south of France. Thank you, Sarah. Latonya, what's up, Latonya Jordan? Thank you so much for the super chat. Mikkel Wren said, who would have a freak off with them? He has all those mamizes. Thank you, Mikkel. I don't know. Listen, I don't know nothing about that. Listen, I don't know about that, but they're having rumors. Do I believe they're true? I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. I'm just trying to see about what's going on with this case. But thank you so much, Mikkel. AF said, Tisa, show us some of your courtroom disguises. I'm going to show that in a second, okay? I'm going to get back to the live tweets. I'm going to show that in a second. But let me get to the super chat. if you guys are new to my channel, yes, I do plan to go in the courtroom in disguise with some courtroom reporters, maybe a 30-inch bust down platinum, just something that looks very, very not like me. So when you see me with the sunglasses, you'll be like, that can't be Tisa, you know? Um, who are we? Swim Blue Water. Oh my God, Swim Blue Water. Thank you so much for the super chats. Sarah, Swim Blue, you guys are blessing me. I really appreciate it. Thank you. M. Allen said, not Diddy's attorney being his biggest op. Thank you, M. Allen. That's what I said. Everybody talking about the Illuminati, the Illuminati, the Illuminati, what happened. I said, baby, the Illuminati sent Diddy's lawyer and they gonna put him under the sea. Okay. Also, Holistic Mystic, thank you so much for being a member. Mikkel Russell said, fly, sister, fly, fly like cool breeze, fly with ease. That's right. Thank you so much, Michael. Also, Katrina Mitchell said, don't be scared. You wrote the check, cash it. That's right, Diddy. You wrote the checks, now cash it. Okay, let's get back into these live tweets from the courtroom and what's going on. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, hold on. Okay, so we did that. Okay, so the judge said, so the U.S. attorney went on to say, we have 35 full extractions ready to produce for the defense. That means that they have extracted the information on 35 of the devices that they took from Diddy's home in the raid. That means the extractions are also the servers they took and everything else. They say that they have hundreds of pieces of evidence that were taken from the raid. Already, they had 35 full extractions ready to produce to the defense. We request a status conference in approximately 90 days. Diddy's lawyer, throwing a temper tantrum, saying, well, I don't know, because he's going to be locked up. I really don't know what we can do. They kept on talking. The judge said, the judge said, we received some calls today from people who say they have evidence for this case. We referred them to the U.S. Attorney's Office. What about the local rule? Oh my God. The U.S. Attorney said, we wanted to flag defense counsel's comments about the victim. We are not requesting action. You guys, do you guys hear what the judge just said? While the Diddy's attorney was throwing a temper tantrum saying, given that he'll be in lockup in solitary confinement in the correctional facility, I can't for now consent to any exclusion under the Speedy Trial Act. The judge looked at him and said, we received some calls from people today. Some people called the judge in the Diddy trial saying they have evidence about that case. We referred them to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Diddy is done. Diddy's lawyer. It would be better if so the U.S. Attorney's Office says, we wanted to flag defense counsel's comments about the victim. We are not requesting action. Diddy's lawyer said, it'd be better if he's put in Essex County Correctional Facility than in the MDC, the U.S. Attorney. The designated authority is entirely given to the Bureau of Prisons. I don't know there's anything the court can do to put its thumb on the scale. Wow, Diddy's trying to get out of even that, and he wants to be sent to a better prison facility. Anyway, the judge said, give me a joint letter on this by Monday, September 23rd. We are adjourned. And with that, Diddy has been parked. He is cooked. His lawyer has shown to be inept. The judge has shown to have little patience over his lawyer. Diddy is, yeah. This is so satisfying. This is so satisfying, not because there were a bunch of idiots that thought that this would never happen. And when I say idiots, I get it. A lot of times we see people that should be prosecuted escape and nothing happens. So I don't think that people are idiots. I actually think a lot of people didn't want to get their hopes up as to what was going to happen, and they were keeping them low. But it's so satisfying to see that not only is Diddy locked up, he got his own self locked up until trial, trying to intimidate witnesses and being that wannabe mob boss. On top of that, it's so satisfying to see that all of Diddy's money, he hired the dumbest lawyer in the world, somebody worse than Tasha K's lawyer. We see Tasha K. She literally talking about she ain't got it. Even now. Derek said, You did see the intro video and song yesterday. I hope you love it. You're the best. We need to nominate you for YouTube Journalism Award. World Talk. Y'all be capping me up. Y'all know. Y'all be capping me up. No, Derek, I didn't see anything yesterday, but thank you. And Derek, I'm gonna look out for your email though. I'm really gonna look out for your email. Just fix that eyebrow. Kelly Carter said, I wonder if Meek Mill will testify. Oh my God, if he does. I'm sorry, imagine if he does. Kelly, that would be a good one. Also, Marla Everett said, y'all going to jail. Y'all going to jail. Diddy's going to jail. Diddy is going to jail. So let me just jump into the comments. Oh, let me tell y'all what the people feeling. Let me see if there's anything from the live tweet courtroom reporter. 1 second, y'all. Let me just get into this. Let's see. Y'all want to hear something funny? This is just something offhand. Mimi Foss has made a claim. Claims BET allegedly canceled her dating show due to Stevie J's friendship. Mimi from Love and Hip Hop, like, oh, hello, maid. I see you here in your maid uniform. You remember Jocelyn and Mimi? Well, Mimi Foss claims BET allegedly canceled her dating show due to Stevie J's friendship with Diddy. She said, it's messing with a lot of people's money. Y'all, listen, here's the thing. Good for Mimi, but who wanted to see a dating show with Stevie J? I don't know. People are tripping. I don't know. There's a lot of people that I think are not ashamed of being associated, people that are associated with devils. I don't know what's going on. But then that's me. When people show that they are demon born, I get away from them and everybody that knows them. I'm just like, oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I feel confident that the Lord is not going to send me to hell for talking ish and maybe taking a few cookies when I was a kid when I couldn't. I stay away from anything truly demonic, right? I want to be at the pearly gates and be like, are you serious? Peter, Gabriel, it was 3 chocolate chip cookies. Are you serious? They said I could have them after dinner. That's probably when I was 5. They said I could have the cookies after dinner. So I just threw my dinner underneath my bed and then I ate the cookies. You can't be serious. This cannot keep me out of heaven. I want to speak to your manager, Gabriel. Peter, I want to speak to your manager. But all jokes aside, I don't understand, but whatever. Right? Whatever. Also, Mimi 1967. Thank you for the super sticker. And also the cookie secrets. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I agree. Listen. I have no sympathy for anybody in this case. The only people I have sympathy for are all the children because that gotta suck. But at the end, I feel bad that they're kids that was a beautiful thing to see about because as a Black woman, it's a beautiful thing to see a bunch of Black children being raised in wealth and this and that. It's very, I think, important to the culture for so many reasons. And they seem like they were this big, perfect, loving family, even though it obviously looked like there were things wrong with the way Diddy treated their moms. So it's sad that ideal and image had to suffer. And it's sad that these kids that are going to really feel some realness in life for something they didn't do. But on the other hand, your father built a kingdom on the literal blood and tears of others. So you can't keep that money. That money's not yours. It was stolen from people's souls. You can't keep that money. So it's like, on one hand, I feel sorry their whole life is about to change, but you can't keep that money. It wasn't yours. It wasn't even your father's to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it just wasn't, yeah, exactly. The money is dirty. Listen, the party got to die. The party is dead. Listen, the party got to die. The party is dead. I will say, at the end of the day, do we have any other live tweets really quick? Let me just see. I think we got 2 all of them. Stevie J was going to have a dating show. This whole thing is messing with people's money. Not we supposed to care about cancel. Anyway, yeah, I will say honestly, because like Mimi's not problematic. She's a good person. People say very nice, very lovable. People, I mean, I know Love and Hip Hop made, everybody look crazy, but people say that Mimi Foss is actually a really good and nice person. It seems like Diddy always preyed on good and nice people. Stevie, we saw him. He is an absolute terror. Shout out to Mimi for even having her thing. But again, a lot of people are going to lose money over this. A lot of people. But you know what? From a lot of people losing money, a lot of lives are going to be spared. A lot of generational curses are going to be broken. So, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Anyway, you guys, listen, let me get out of here. I'm going to go live again. We have some other tea. I'm going to go live again in probably like about an hour or so. For anybody that doesn't want to watch a whole, what is it, hour and a half live, I'm going to make the best points of the live tweeting in a little small 10-minute video, and we can talk about that. Listen, you said no more baby oil for Diddy or for anyone. Diddy probably petitioning the jail right now to put baby oil or lubricant in the commissary. You know he is. That's going to be the next thing they say. Your Honor, my client needs baby oil because his knees. I'm surprised Diddy's lawyer is not going to do ask for, what do you call it? They're going to ask for cocoa. No, they're going to ask for baby oil. And then he's going to do a PowerPoint presentation about the way Palmer's baby butter lotion is at its peak hydration if it's combined with baby oil. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, wait, did I get all the, oh, sorry. I almost forgot. P said, let's put our internet hugs around the girls. You guys, let's hug each other. Huggies. Anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.